Web3 Academy.
Hello, welcome to this webinar where we're going to explore the exciting world of Web 3.0. Here's a brief rundown of what we've got planned. I'll start with an introduction to the Web3 Academy and the project that's bringing this to you, and a bit about myself, Victor. I'll invite you to get involved by asking some questions, making this a bit interactive. Feel free to pause at any time to think about and respond to the questions I'll be presenting. After that, I'll talk about Web 3.0, covering the technologies that make up Web 3 and its fundamental principles. It's essential to understand these aspects. Also, after this session, we'll look at how to engage further in this journey. We'll discuss contact points for any questions you might have, how to reach out to us for answers, and see if you're ready to dive into the adventure that Web 3 offers. So let's get started. Before diving in, I want to share a quote. The world is moving away from centralization towards decentralization. This principle is what inspired me, Victor, 31 years old, to embark on this journey. I'm a parent of wonderful children, an expatriate, and an entrepreneur in the Web3 space. This new era of the internet, which we'll discuss throughout this webinar, is something I, along with friends and other enthusiastic and experienced individuals in these new technologies, decided to delve into. A year ago, we created an online school, the Web3 Academy, where anyone can learn to reclaim their sovereignty and take control of their lives, moving away from what we call centralized entities. These include centralized banks, governments, and large corporations, which, as we will see, are not always our allies as members of the public striving for sovereignty. With this in mind, we established this online school to share knowledge and skills about being sovereign. That's the Web3 Academy for you. Reflecting on the events of the past 3 years, have you experienced something that made you question your power, your control over your own life, your existence? Do you feel that your sovereignty is under threat? And if so, why? Let's pause here to think about and answer these questions. We believe that our sovereignty is indeed under threat for several reasons widely discussed in various media and increasingly online. There are certain central entities, to put it mildly, that are aiming to implement great resets because apparently they feel unable to manage a growing global population, whatever their reasons, which you might already be familiar with if you know about the Great Reset. They plan to impose restrictions and have action plans. These elites, as they call themselves, aim to restrict individual and collective freedom, thus impacting the sovereignty and power we hold over our own existence. Take COVID, for example, in the past 3 years. If you were against the general opinion of injecting a substance that was still in the testing phase and not proven safe, which, as it turned out, the vaccine was found to be dangerous, then you were essentially ostracized from society. No more restaurants, bars, or hanging out with friends. Remember, during the peak of COVID, you had to write yourself a personal letter of permission to go out. And if the police stopped you, you absolutely needed to have written your own letter. It was utterly absurd. The infantilization was extreme, and it even affected your job. Healthcare workers, for instance, were fired, let go without pay. It was either the vaccine or nothing. So in this context, sovereignty, free will, and individual choice were clearly not respected. And there are other examples, right? Take China, for instance, and its social credit system. We often hear about it. It prioritizes duties over rights, meaning we have duties towards centralized entities that dictate what they deem our civic duties, while our fundamental human rights, our right to live, to be sovereign, are violated at many levels. This is the social credit system, Chinese style, which is starting to appear in the West, in Europe, in France. Such developments are part of the so-called Great Reset with the Agenda 2030 and many similar initiatives that increasingly threaten our sovereignty. There's also the International Monetary Fund wanting to use central bank digital currencies, as you know them in English, to monitor consumer purchasing habits. This is all based on the same technology that I'll be discussing later on. Yes, it involves blockchain and cryptocurrency. They're using central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, with the same technology that can do incredible things for the good of humanity. However, their intent is, of course, the opposite, to further confine us. Our sovereignty is increasingly under threat, and modern slavery is deepening into unimaginable darkness if we remain inactive. Of course, there are solutions, but before we get to those, let's look at their plan. What is their plan with these CBDCs, the digital currencies of the central banks in Europe, known as CBDCs in English? They've been at it for years. Since October 2021, they started the Digital Euro project. removing cash from society and controlling all our purchases to see in detail how we spend our money. They judge whether our spending aligns with what they consider our civic duty in relation to climate change or any other real or fabricated crisis they perpetuate through media. They have set up various systems for this. By 2023, we're right there. There's a potential decision to start the implementation phase, and it seems that this has already been voted on and is set to be implemented. Christina Lagarde, who was tricked by voice imitating comedians, admitted that yes, they plan to implement this in the European Union, starting with a European country, Ukraine. Although Ukraine is somewhat on the fringe, they plan to test the CBDC on a large scale there, starting by the end of this year, early 2024. They are really committed to this. Even the legislation of the European Union, based on proposals from the Commission, the laws and votes are underway, and the implementation phase is likely to start soon. Then decisions will be made to roll it out on a larger scale. After Ukraine, other countries will follow, and it will likely reach France by 2024 or 25. Yeah, so the entire European Union is part of their plan. You can see all this on the official websites like XEB Europa. Our sovereignty is threatened by incredible technologies that could also liberate us. Here are some quotes to truly grasp the extent of the threat, the menace of the disappearance of cash and the creation of CBDCs. The Bank of France has said cash will eventually disappear. The question is when those in the know, since they're the ones wanting to impose this end, have their views. The newspaper El Monde reports on the end of cash payments, with central banks working on their digital currency, the central bank digital currency as a monetary takeover. With digital currency, central banks will soon have absolute control over money, as stated by the general manager of the Bank for International Settlements. And then there's the digital euro in preparation, as reported by Boursorama, a very system-aligned bank. The threat to our savings in times of crisis is real, and we seem to never exit these crisis periods. They always invent new crises. Terrorism, COVID, climate, migration, etc. In this perpetual state of crisis, restrictions on what you can do with your money are outrageous. Our right to do as we wish with our own money is being taken away. They've already plundered pensions. In other countries like Cyprus, there was a massive levy on bank accounts with over 100,000 euros, a massive dip in your bank savings. This is a reality. It's already happened. The European Union is an example, but look further. In Lebanon, it's even worse. The IMF itself suggested that developed countries should tax household savings, as reported by BFM TV. The most system-aligned media warns about purchasing power and the alarming return of inflation, as reported by Nouvelle Republique. Philippe Perlin cautions that in the event of a major crisis, all bank accounts will be levied. Which crisis? COVID-19 Part 2? Climate change, as they say. All these crises are created and perpetuated to continually restrict us more, to dip into our savings, our means, our tools to remain free. We must take this seriously. They tell us in the media, in the newspapers, in black and white, that they will dip into our bank accounts. They're telling us this outright. So what is financial sovereignty? That's what we propose at the Web3 Academy. It's the ability to have a financial situation that allows you to lead a fulfilling life, to achieve your goals, and to make choices that align with your values and ethics without being constantly constrained by a dependent relationship with financial institutions making decisions for you. Financial sovereignty involves debanking, reducing dependence on traditional financial institutions by moving your capital out of banks. So what's the solution for debanking and reclaiming your financial sovereignty? That's what we propose to explore. Web3 is what we're focusing on now. To give you a brief history of the web, let's start with the basics. Initially, there was Web 1, a read-only version which marked the creation of the internet in the 90s. An example from that era is Internet Explorer. It was a time of mostly static websites where interaction and content creation were limited. This phase lasted for about a decade. Then came Web 2, the current standard we're still transitioning from, marked by its launch in 2004. It's characterized by read-write capabilities, but it's highly centralized, dominated by large corporations like YouTube, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Windows, WhatsApp, companies that don't hesitate to censor content they don't agree with. In this era, the user is the product. These platforms are free because they monetize user data. And then with the advent of Bitcoin around 2008, 2009, we saw the emergence of Web3, which is about read-write ownership. In Web3, you can actually own what you create on the web. It's on the cusp of massive adoption and is more decentralized. While there are still centralized entities in Web3, it's also the domain of change makers, creators, entrepreneurs, and visionaries who have the opportunity to develop startups and projects. In this new era of the internet, Web3 allows creators to truly own their data and creations, avoiding censorship through decentralized technologies. I've mentioned several projects here like Bitcoin, Cardano, Power, Solana, Uniswap, Telegram, and Brave. Some of these admittedly might still have elements of centralization or could be seen as old world scams trying to improve their centralized processes. But what's really exciting is the potential for decentralization. It's about us, the users, the people co-creating and collectively owning the world of tomorrow. That's the essence of Web3. At the core of Web3 technology are blockchains. You can think of a blockchain as a massive ledger or accounting book where everyone can write transactions and exchange data. This data can be financial transactions, ownership rights, or any other type of data, and it's transferred directly from person to person without a centralized intermediary. Blockchains are a vast system for recording information in a way that makes it difficult, if not impossible, to hack, alter, or corrupt. It's important to understand that blockchains are accessible and visible to everyone on the internet, and anyone can interact with them provided they have the technical know-how. This is also something we teach at the Pro Academy. Blockchain technology ensures traceability and transparency in all transactions. In Web3, the traceability of our exchanges is maintained while allowing for anonymity. There's no need to declare another identity. You can remain anonymous. Moreover, corruption is effectively eliminated. For instance, in democratic voting, such as presidential elections, blockchain technology can ensure that there's no cheating. It's a digital ledger of transactions that's duplicated and distributed across the entire network of computer systems. This ledger is transparent and visible to everyone at any time. In this paradigm, we move away from centralized entities like a centralized government, a centralized bank, or a CEO who makes decisions alone and sends orders down the line. In Web3, it's about decentralization, where a network of nodes must communicate and reach consensus to make decisions that reflect the will of the collective. This ensures that all transactions within a decentralized ecosystem are consistent across all nodes. This concept of decentralization represents not just the future of democracy, but of humanity itself. So the solutions offered by Web3 are revolutionary, providing a framework for a more transparent, democratic, and equitable world. We have cryptocurrencies that enable direct financial transactions between peers without the need for banking intermediaries. Then there's decentralized finance, or DeFi, an ecosystem of financial services built on blockchain technology that usually operates without traditional financial institutions like central banks. We also have NFTs, non-fungible tokens, which are digital ownership deeds that have made buying and selling remotely easier without needing intermediaries. For example, you can buy real estate directly from another individual. NFTs essentially revolutionize property rights for everything, including for artists and artworks, and for tracking royalties. NFTs are a major revolution within the blockchain revolution. There are also decentralized platforms like social networks, online marketplaces, collaborative workspaces, which operate without a central authority. This is the pinnacle of blockchain technology. Decentralized autonomous organizations, or DAOs, are emerging. In a few years, we might see countries functioning as DAOs, leading to a true democracy where every person has an equal vote, regardless of their financial status. Referendums on any issue can be conducted simply and swiftly on the blockchain with a click or a few clicks. This technology will revolutionize democracy, making it more transparent and accessible. Governance on a massive scale, like that of a country or the continent, is possible through DAOs. We'll discuss this extensively in the training I offer later. At this point, you might think this is a lot of technology, and things like NFTs might seem intimidating with many scams, right?
Yeah.
There are scams in cryptocurrencies too, but remember, it's people who perpetrate scams, not the technology itself. Have you already invested in cryptocurrencies? What do you need to overcome your fears or doubts about these technologies? How can you gain the missing knowledge? Pause and think about it. Look around you for solutions, and of course, I have some to offer as well. A common problem when first approaching Web3 is the overwhelming amount of information on the internet. It's chaotic. In the Web3 Academy, everything is in one place, offering a solid foundation to start. with access to experts and personal coaching. You're not alone in this journey. Another issue is the lack of clear opportunities. However, in the Web3 Academy, you can discover unique opportunities. You'll learn how to avoid scams, which are unfortunately plentiful, but there are also many great opportunities. Realizing your dreams of freedom is possible with these new technologies through debit banking and investing in entrepreneurship in these new technologies. One common problem people encounter is the lack of time to learn and explore on their own. In the Web3 Academy, you can start to develop and acquire knowledge before mass adoption, which is coming soon. With just 3 hours per week, you can begin a long-term investment plan and learn the technology, using it to remain free and sovereign before it's used against you, like with CBDCs, for instance. It's the same underlying blockchain and crypto technology in CBDCs, but through decentralization, it can be used to maintain sovereignty. At Web3 Academy, we offer a comprehensive training program covering all these aspects. You can go through it independently or with the guidance of a coach to build a personalized portfolio. The program includes written courses and a structured coaching program. The curriculum starts with an introduction to Web3, the new era of the internet, and covers fundamental technologies like blockchain and crypto sets. It discusses how to debank your capital, establish an investment budget if you want to invest, or simply withdraw it from banks to place it in a safe haven. The program also emphasizes the importance of having a resilient mindset when embarking on this new adventure. We'll help you set clear and precise goals, conduct research for investments, and guide you in choosing projects to invest in, whether it's Bitcoin or other options. It's important to ensure that your investment choices align with your goals. How do you conduct this research? We start with centralization, which is technically simpler and often the first step into banking. We refer to this as centralized platforms or SECs. We also discuss staking, which is earning interest, often more favorable than what banks offer using decentralized wallets and applications. The first service we offer is completely free, known as Level 1, available on our website. You can start there by simply reading to get acquainted with these new topics. Then there's Level 2, priced at only €9. This level includes short, written courses on decentralization, decentralized platforms, DAS, and decentralized finance at DAI-UE. Also cover earning commissions from home or anywhere with an internet connection. Additionally, we delve into taxation, the painful part. We discuss ways to legally and legitimately mitigate this pain, but we do address taxation. The course also explores NFTs and property rights on the blockchain, the metaverse for an enhanced user experience, and the many applications of these technologies. As I mentioned earlier, the pinnacle of these technologies is DAOs for governance. We also offer a bonus module on how to avoid scams and a glossary of crypto world terms. This is part of Level 2, available for €9, and includes written modules for self-study. Then there's Level 3, which offers over 9 hours of practical video content. These are pre-recorded videos that you can watch at your own pace, and they include the written training from Levels 1 and 2. These videos guide you step by step into banking, reclaiming your sovereignty, investing, and entrepreneurship. It's a comprehensive package with over an hour of video guidance for each module, including exclusive podcasts. This self-paced program is priced at €324. Additionally, we have a collective coaching program for decentralization where you get access to a coach or expert, including myself or others from the Academy. This includes 6 hours of initial coaching over a minimum of 6 weeks, with 1 hour of live training per week on Zoom and 2 hours of guided independent work. This program emphasizes autonomy, teaching you to navigate both centralized and decentralized exchanges. The initial training is complemented by over 12 hours of ongoing support for a year, ensuring continuous guidance beyond the initial 6 weeks or 2 months, depending on individual progress rates. Periodic sessions will be offered to students on various topics, including customer service, project proposals, and assistance with tasks such as portfolio creation. You remain part of the community with services available for over a year, so you're not left on your own after the initial 6 weeks. A significant benefit of this program is the presentation of at least 9 investment opportunities that align with the group's ethics. This collective coaching approach considers the overall team's opinions to present up to 9 projects for creating a personalized and diversified portfolio. This collective coaching program is limited to 10 participants every 2 months to ensure personalized attention. The live sessions are conducted in groups of up to 10 people. The cost for this comprehensive program, which includes a year of support, is €2106. This also includes 1 hour of live sessions per month, along with individual tasks for further progress towards sovereignty. Additionally, the level 3 training, which I mentioned earlier, is included, encompassing all pre-recorded videos and written modules. For those interested in individual coaching, we offer a one-on-one program with me or another coach. This is similar to the group program, but offers personalized attention and an increased amount of time for customer service. This program focuses on building a portfolio that aligns with your personal ethics, not just the group. We'll guide you in researching up to 9 projects that specifically match your interests, whether for investment or debanking purposes. This personalized program is limited to 3 participants every 2 months to ensure increased attention. To dive into the details, every 2 months, only 3 people can access this individualized coaching at a price of €3,069. This also includes access to pre-recorded videos and written courses. Now, regarding payment options, there are several ways to take advantage of the offers I've just described. For those already familiar with the crypto world, payment can be made using a decentralized transaction in cryptocurrency. To encourage this, we offer a 20% discount on the previously mentioned prices if payment is made in crypto. For traditional fiat payments, such as euros, Swiss francs, or dollars, you can pay via credit card, bank transfer, or services like Revolut. These are based on the standard prices listed earlier in this document. Additionally, for those in the French Republic, there's an incredible option involving the CPF, a personnel de formation, which is a training rights account. This unique opportunity allows you to use your training rights for payment. And the French Republic even offers a learn to earn scholarship that rewards students after completing the initial training with financial assistance to continue their Web3 journey. The CPF is available to those who are employed in France. In the French system, the CPF, personnel de formation, is a scheme where working hours accumulate annually, allowing active individuals from their entry into the workforce until retirement to acquire training rights. If you're not retired yet, you likely have CPF rights dormant in an account. The CPF aims to contribute to maintaining employability and securing professional career paths by encouraging individuals to train themselves, potentially change careers, or learn new technologies like those in the rapidly evolving Web3 sector, which offers abundant opportunities for employment and entrepreneurship. You can check your CPF rights for free by logging in with an email or a social security number on a specific link. Sometimes people discover they have substantial funds, like 400 to 1,000 euros, in their training account that they weren't aware of, either due to lack of communication from their employer or missed emails. This dormant money can be used to pay for training programs, and you can also earn a scholarship through the Learn to Earn program. This program encourages taking up training to gain skills and innovate in the Web3 field, a venture towards decentralization and the future of humanity. Web3 offers immense employment opportunities in new technologies shaping the future. This fits perfectly with the CPF framework. Even as an employee, digital nomad, or remote worker, there are numerous jobs in blockchain technology across various skill areas in major cities. The scholarship amount is 40 of the CPF amount paid. You can use your CPF funds to pay for the training, and upon completion, you'll receive 40 back to encourage you to continue your journey in Web3, further your education, and become employable in this new field. This scholarship is designed to assist you in this process. Regarding the academic aspect, there's a resource for CPF payment. By clicking on the provided link, you'll find a simple page explaining how to check your CPF rights and make the payment. We've received some testimonials from satisfied students of the Academy. Dorian shares, if you're looking to dive into the crypto market and discover blockchain so as not to miss out on this revolution, or if you're trying to catch up and save months of research and failures before succeeding in your investments, then you're in the right place. Thank you, Dorian. Anne says, thank you for taking me from complete ignorance to a great comfort with the world of cryptocurrencies and blockchains. I'm no longer afraid of this world. The trainer is calm, patient, available, and very knowledgeable. I think even experienced individuals would benefit from it. Thank you, Anne. Frank comments, as someone very new to this, having only heard of cryptocurrencies, I now feel very comfortable. The training is top notch, and the trainer is always available to answer questions and provide support. It's a quality content training that I really recommend everyone. Thank you, Frank. Lastly, we have Fred, who says, a very good program, rich, clear, and well-structured. I recommend it without hesitation to my acquaintances, especially those who want to discover blockchains and take action. Thank you, Fred. We're delighted to have many satisfied students as we've been open for almost a year since October 24, 2022. Our community includes not only students, but also team members who co-create with us at Pro Academy. I've only presented the educational part, but we also develop tools and other resources, which I'll cover in another video. If you have questions, wish to enroll, or embark on this adventure, please visit our website. You can contact us at info web3academy.org. And if you're on Telegram, join our community group to ask questions or contact me directly for quicker responses. Thank you for following this webinar. All the links mentioned are available in the video description on YouTube. Feel free to share this PDF, the video link, and like the video. Share it with friends and family, especially employees with CPF rights who are interested in earning a scholarship. I look forward to seeing you on the other side in Web3 and on this new journey towards your sovereignty.
Web3 Academy.